is Kevin with us today? Is Kevin here? Yeah? Kevin? So, Inmarculada, thank you for coming. So basically, today we have a seminar for our Madrid-based students, okay? So the seminar is in Inmarculada, was Kevin's and my student, our student, not long time ago. So, Inmarculada, so have you already started your classes with IESE? How is it going?
Yes, we started last week, and we're having like 2 pre-courses, of one for communication and the other one for it's more focused on your career development. So we are mainly working on our CVs, our cover letters, interview prep, and this type of stuff, and trying to figure out where we want to focus after our MBA. And it's really amazing, I would say. I'm really enjoying the experience where we are getting to know all the students. We are this year like almost 400 people, so a lot. Then we are divided into sections. For example, yesterday I had a dinner with my section, but we are really an international group. Yeah. We have like 28 nationalities among 65 people, so you could imagine how diverse is the class and everything. And yeah, really enjoying the beginning and everything.
Okay, so very good. Hello, I don't know who is here. If Kevin comes with us, are you in class with Kevin? Yeah, I don't know. Are they joining? So basically, so that's a good thing. So can you tell me more? Why have you decided to do an MBA in Inmarculada? Because I remember that you already had a good job when I met you, a great education. So why have you decided to file another master's?
I have always thought about doing an MBA after some years working, because I think it gives you great skills that you don't get while working. For example, in my case, I want to switch to other industry, to try maybe, for example, healthcare, and learning more of where I have a background in finance as well, because I was an auditor. I studied business administration, but to have more skills, not only hard skills, but soft skills, and try to go for a good finance position, more senior position in the future.
It was the idea. And I remember that you have decided to apply to only one school, to only IESE, which is, by the way, quite common among Spanish students, because they want IESE. Usually they don't want to consider IE or ESADE. By the way, I don't know why, because these two are also excellent schools. Why IESE only? It was what it was, because lack of time, because only IESE interests you?
No. Yeah. I wanted to stay in Spain, because maybe I'm Spanish, and also I want to make my career, or maybe some years in Europe, but mainly I would like to come back to Spain. So for me, what's key that you choosing your school based on where you want your network. I mean, if you want to stay in Europe, stay here, because if not, for me, it does not make sense to try. Thinking about applying in Spain, IESE is the best according to the rankings and according to everything. I've met some alumni from IESE, and I really like it. So why not? I mean, for me it's the best. So I tried, I got it. I didn't apply to any other. And I think if you have your idea clear, you don't have to apply to others. I mean, if it's what you want.
Okay.
If not, I would try again next year.
Any other one, yeah. And tell me, Inmarculada, so you, when I met you, you were based in Madrid. So you moved to Barcelona, yeah? Have you moved to Barcelona? Yeah. Okay. It's of course a nice city to move. So can you introduce yourself to the others, because they probably don't know you? So by the way, we have made an interview of Inmarculada that you can watch, and we have video interviews of Inmarculada. Maria, can you send me the link of your interview? Hello, Maria?
In fact, I didn't see the video yet.
Okay, yeah, it will be good. Maria, are you with us? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Can you send us a link of the video so that they can get the link? Hello.
Which video?
Hello. Do you have the link of the video? So, Inmarculada, can you introduce yourself? I'm writing to you on WhatsApp, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, well, you can call me everyone in my easier. It's easier. Well, I'm in Spanish and studied. I studied law and business administration, and then decided to go to the business part. And I started as external auditor at KPMG during 5 years. Then I had in mind this to pursue an MBA, so I moved to an internal audit position in a multinational, it's Swiss-based, but I was in Madrid as well, called Heritage B. And then, well, I started all the process to apply, well, preparing the Gmat, then the interviews, the essays, and all this process. And I got into IESE in the third round. And yes, I moved to Barcelona like 2 weeks ago. We started last week, 1st of September. And yeah, we are now on the pre-courses, and the semester itself will start on the 27th of September. So that's as my career goals or post MBA goals, I would like to go for a finance position in healthcare industry mainly. I'm not targeting, most people are targeting consulting or investment banking, that also the process are starting quite early. I mean, like next month you are going to do interviews or well, cases preparation and this type of stuff for those industries. But if you're not in that, the interview process, selection, and so on, it starts a bit later.
Okay, so I understand that. So basically that's it. So tell me, so what has been your admission journey? Because I guess that all the students that were here, César, France, I don't know them, Judith, maybe I will meet them. I will be at the end of the month in Madrid, Juan, Stasa, etc. So I will probably meet them. But how long would have been the process to apply to IESE? Because the students, they want to know, probably they just arrive in class, they believe it will be easy or they will be difficult. So what it is like to apply for an MBA, Inmarculada?
Yeah. Well, for me, the hardest part was the Gmat, but I think that's kind of personal itself. So, well, I started preparing like with Kevin in Madrid in October last year. I thought it was October, yes. And then I took the Gmat in February, and in March I took it twice. And then I applied for the third round, that is in March. And I got the results like of admission in May. That's more or less the type it's same. I really recommend you that the sooner you can start applying, the best, because of internships, scholarships. If you are able to receive something, the sooner you apply, the better. And also, it's a problem that you solved before, because if not, the process is too long, you know. But and if it's clear for you the school, that the first thing is go and get the Gmat, and when you have the Gmat, I'll start applying.
Okay, so basically, Kevin, thanks for coming. Can you hear us? If you can unmute you, Kevin, you're on mute. Kevin, you're on mute. If you can unmute, I don't know. Can you unmute, Kevin?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So basically, Kevin, what has been your experience working with Inmarculada?
Working with whom?
With Inmarculada. Today it's Inmarculada with us.
She was a delight to work with as a student. Very enthusiastic, a great thinker. I always expected her to get a higher Gmat score than she did, but despite all that, she got into the program she wanted, thanks to MBA Center.
Thanks to you, Kevin. Okay. So Kevin, how would you explain that some students do 700, like I don't know, Enrique or I don't know, who did we have lately? Enrique, the one that I know, Guzman, Luis, and others score less. How do you explain that?
Well, you know that your Gmat score comes from the quant and the verbal. Yeah. So getting a score of 700 requires that you're good at both, really.
Yeah.
Or fantastic at verbal and okay in quant.
Mm.
But somebody who reads English a lot, that reads English with ease, has a huge advantage over somebody who struggles with English. Now, it's not to say that you can't get a 700 if you struggle with English, but you got to work that much harder. And on the quant side, well, again, if you come from a science or mathematical background and you were really good with math when you were 16, 17 years old, well, then the quants part of the GMAT is really quite fun and easier to master than if you struggled with math or didn't study math at all at university. But I think on the quant side, everybody that puts in an effort can get a good score.
Yeah, on the con side, yes, it's a good thing. So according to you, Kevin, because some people, I hear this story quite a lot, that people say, oh, the GMAT accounts only for 30% of the admission. It's a lot, and it's not a lot. According to you, what is the weight of the GMAT in the admission process? Is it the way you would say 30%, or you would say it's more like a passport? It's more like a barrier that you have to, like an obstacle?
I think it's, as you said, it's more of a passport. If your GMAT score is good enough, it's no longer important. It's like a check mark. Have you got a good GMAT score? Check mark. Okay, now let's go on and look at your profile and your application, the essays, the letter of recommendation.
So I agree with you.
Once the GMAT score is high enough, it's no longer important.
Okay. So yeah, Kevin is right. So it is 0% or it is 100%. So it is 0% if you don't have the good score. If you have 550, then there will be no interview and no admissions at IESE or ESADE. And if you, of course, you have over 600, but then the show must go on. Huh? Okay, so it's like a passport that you have to, an obstacle that you have to go through.
Yeah, it depends on the school, and it depends a lot on your gender. I don't know, but I imagine that being a woman gives you an extra 20 or 30 points on the GMAT. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I totally agree. I think if I were now a woman, I wouldn't be here probably. Maybe because I know, Kevin, we were having like great mock simulations, and I was doing great, and then the day of the exam I like collapsed. So the GMAT it was like a nightmare for me, but because of the moment of the exam, I think I got totally nervous, and I think that being a woman gave me like an extra 20 points. Yes. Because also we are only at 25% of the total class of women, and IESE is very trying to work on diversity and so on. So if you're a woman, they are going to look more on other things of your profile. So that's what they told me. I mean, that they have a look in total. Of course, you have to have the GMAT for sure and a minimum. And also it's good that they see that you are trying. I mean, because I did it twice and then another time to try to get a scholarship, so 3 times. So that's a signal that you are trying and trying hard, and that you are engaged with the process. So
right. By the way, that's something that I consider. Sorry to interrupt you, Kevin. So the GMAT, it's a passport, but it's also essential in some schools if you want a scholarship. Okay, and at IESE, it's for sure the GMAT is key for scholarship. I give you an example. I had a student who is with you, Andres from the BCG. Okay, he did not study with Kevin because you see, Kevin, I work with the BCG and they take the GMAT on their own, and they believe that they are so good that they don't need any. And the guy got on 650, which is weak for someone who is bilingual and with an engineer from Autonoma. Okay, well, he got a 650. Okay, and when he asked for a scholarship, because BCG helps, but he doesn't give the full support, they say no, 650. Engineer from the BCG, no way, you have not made the effort. They were expecting at least a 700. So basically, when you come to Kevin's class, you spend very little money, and plus he can help you for the acceptance in the MBA program or the MIM, plus the scholarship. And IESE for sure is keen on giving scholarships to top scorers. Yeah, for sure. So that's the GMAT is. Means many things, and by the way, the Gmat is also acquired by recruiters in Inmarculada. It's also possible that they ask for the Gmat score, and usually top consulting firms
Yeah.
ask for 690. Okay, so we say all of you who are here, I would say that 690 seems to me a good score, a minimum. I don't know what you think, Kevin, because 690 will allow you to get MBAs like IESE, LBS in SEAD, MIM like St. Gallen, HEC in SEAD. So it's a good score. Usually you can get a scholarship at some schools, and it's the minimum required by consulting firms. And you agree, Kevin, that it is not, well, it requires some work,
I mean,
but it's
I know
achievable.
there's some foundations here in Spain that offer scholarships, and a common requirement is a GMAT score of 700 at least. So 690, 700. I don't know how flexible they are with that. I had a student a few months ago, and she had already been accepted at a program, but they said, we're going to give you a 10,000 euro scholarship if you get a score of 650. And she only had a month to do it. And she got a 640.
Yeah.
But they gave her the scholarship anyway.
Yeah, because she made an effort and it was good. There's a school in France called EDEC that does that. If you get 700, you have a scholarship, and their master in finance is a very good master. Okay, maybe not the MBA, the masters at EDEC, but the MIF is in the top 5 in the world. So 700, you get the top 5 in the world with a scholarship. Honestly, it's worth it. Okay, so Inmarculada, so what do you expect from IESE? What do you expect from these 2 years? How will you build your program? Do you intend to have an exchange program? Do you intend to make it short, to make it long? How will you organize the next 2 years?
Yeah, well, in the program itself, an IESE, you can choose if you do it by 19th month, that is the most people what they do, or 15th month. So I'm going for the long one. I will go. So we are having internship on summer next year, and then you have the option to apply to an exchange program. But I don't know yet, because to be able to do an exchange, you have to have a be a top performance on your academics, and it's only like a 15% of all the students. So I don't know. Let's see how this year is on, because first year is really hard. Academically, it's very demanding. These days, we are feeling a bit overwhelmed sometimes, because a lot of things coming on the academical side and on the professional side as well. It's like, oh my God, how am I going to do all these things? But what I expect really is what most people told you, that this is like the best 2 years of your life. I mean, I expect a professional and a personal change, like a long-lasting experience. I mean, I'm meeting such a diverse group of people and learning from each other is really a good thing. Networking a lot. The best thing IESE has is the alumni. You know, it's amazing how many people you can get to know. And then, of course, reinforcing academically, professionally, getting so many skills to be able to apply to the internship I want, and then to get a job offer, no? Because we are all here because we want to get a good job, for sure, as well. But yeah, that's it, more or less.
And so what you told me is that you have the first interviews next month, so in October. Okay.
I'm not sure, sadly, but for consulting and investment banking, they are starting very soon. I mean, they are doing now like the presentations. On Thursday, there was one, a McKinsey presentation to the students and so on. We are starting very, very soon for those type of positions. If you are not interested in that, it takes a bit more, but it's starting soon. It's like maybe you think that, okay, the internship is June and July or something. Okay, it's going to be March. No, I'm not. You are preparing since now.
That's something that I want you to know, is that it's not because the program is a 21 months program that you're going to party for 20 months, and the month before the end of the program, look for a job. Okay. So what is important is that they will have interviews between now and late November. So they have like 2 months. Okay. Of course, if you miss this session, you can always go ahead on your own. But the sessions organized by the school are between October and November. So then you ask for an internship. You will not ask for a full-time job. And the internship, of course, is going to determine a lot. Okay, you post MBA career goals. Of course, if you get, I don't know, an internship in an investment bank and it goes well, usually students receive an offer right after the internship, so in September 2022, and they know that in July 2023, they will start a position in investment bank, or same thing will apply for consulting for another. Of course, now you have students who have failed their interviews, okay, MBA students, so then they take the rest of the year to look for an internship, but it's not the same. It's much more difficult because they have to do it on their own, and I would say that schools give you a lot of support during the recruitment period, but once the recruitment period is over, it's up to you to do it. And you in your country, but imagine when you're I don't know, Russian, and you live in London, it's a bit more difficult. Huh? Okay. So basically now we can go to Q&A because we have covered already quite a lot. By Kevin, Q&A, the first one. What is the question that you want to ask? If you can unmute, that you have for Inmarculada, Kevin. You can unmute yourself. So can you unmute? You're on mute, Kevin.
Yeah, I know.
Kevin? Yeah. Okay.
This is a new interface for me.
Okay. Okay.
How about COVID? How is that affecting your experience?
Well, right now I think it's fine that things are coming back to normal more or less. The protocol at IESE is like we got an RQR with if you're vaccinated, that's all. You can go into the school every day, but if you are not vaccinated, you are being tested like every 2 weeks, I think, and then you have access to the campus. If not, you are not allowed. We are wearing masks, but I know last year they divided like the sections between morning and afternoon due to COVID and restrictions, and now we are all morning. So they are trying to getting back to normal. If you have any problem or you are in contact with someone, you can connect remotely, but mainly the attendance to IESE class is mandatory, so you have to go unless you have some COVID or you have been in contact, and that cases you can attend by Zoom, but if not, no. So it's kind of sometimes it's more difficult, to gather a lot of people in the same place in terms of socializing, but I think it's a good year and things are coming back more or less to normal, because talking to second year students or it was not the same for them because things were going online a lot, but now we are there on campus always wearing our masks for sure, and that's it.
That's really good to hear. Things are getting back to normal.
Yeah, it's a good thing. So I know that Paloma has a question for you. I think that you already answered, but maybe she wants a second answer. So Paloma Flacones. Paloma, are you with us?
Yes. Hello.
Can you ask your question? Hello, Paloma, how are you? Are you a student from Kevin? Yes, you're a student from Kevin?
No, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm on a taxi, that's why I wrote it. But anyway,
Okay.
thanks for the info, Inmaculada. Just one quick question about IESE. What do you think are like the main differences or the most important difference that at least you valorate more regarding IESE and other EU MBAs programs?
So IESE against HCC, INSEAD, or LBS, basically.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay. So why?
For me,
you already told us, but yes, you can repeat. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for me it's key where you want to stay in the future. I mean, of course you can study here and go whenever you want, but you want to consider where are you creating your networking. So if you want to stay in a long term in Spain, why are you going out? I mean, and also you can have the most diverse experience here in Spain, and if you're Spanish in your own country. We are only 70 people out of 400 Spanish people. So your experience is like being in other country without going out. For me, I wanted to stay here. I have family, I have a boyfriend, and I wanted to stay here, but also experiencing this amazing international experience. So that's why, and also IESE is ranked very, very well. So all of this fits for me. So
Okay,
so you
great,
got
thanks.
it. So basically, yeah, it's a matter of where you want to have your network. Of course, when you have a big name like LBS, okay, but what is a LBS network in Spain, okay? I'm sure that if LBS organizes an event in Spain, they will not have more than 20 people, I'm sure. Okay, we should make a try, but if you have 20, it's a maximum, okay? So of course there are more alumni from LBS, but the network is not very strong. Same thing for Harvard, same thing for Wharton, so it's not a very strong network, okay? Me, for instance, I give you an idea. I work with Wharton a lot. I'm not a Wharton graduate, but I work with Wharton a lot in Belgium. And I can see that when we organize a Wharton event, we get 10 alumni. Imagine 10 alumni. So the network of, imagine, so I understand. So she's right. She wants to build a network in Spain. She has a family, she has ties here, and it makes sense for her to be there. So, and I have all of the students that I follow from Spain who have decided to study at IESE was clear. There's no way for me to leave Spain because I want to live there and I want to make my network there. Yeah, so it makes sense for them. Even though I work a lot with the Boston Consulting Group, and I've noticed that they will get sponsoring no matter where they go. Some don't even have partners in life, so but they decide to stay here. Franz Orvik, I guess that you're from Germany or Austria. Hast du eine Frage für uns, Franz? Hallo?
Hi, yeah,
hello.
I'm from Munich in Germany.
Yeah, but good. Hello, wie geht's? It's Umberto aus Brussels. Okay. So, Inmarculada. So you have a question, Franz, for us?
Well, so I'm targeting a master in finance, and I just graduated in July from IE, also from Madrid.
Okay.
So my question now would be, my preference is staying in Europe. However, some people say, no, don't do a master at the uni where you've already been to, rather look for another one. How do you see that? Do I have, I think I could have an advantage being an IE alumni, targeting a master in finance at the same university again. But then again, I don't know what would be preferable.
I don't know if Inmarculada has an answer for that. We'll see. But of course, if you want an MIF, IE has a very good MIF, okay, but it will make sense that you go somewhere else because in your case, you may have roughly the same classes. Maybe it won't be different. It will be the same approach. Of course, IE is an outstanding school, and especially the master in finance, okay, but it's ranked in the top 10 in Europe. But yes, to give you an idea, now we send our students to MIT, to Columbia, to NYU because they have masters in finance, or the others go to HEC, ESSEC, SCP, Imperial, Oxford, LSE, Imperial. So it will make sense for you to go abroad. So Inmarculada, I'm sure that in your school, is there an MBA in your school? From which school did you graduate? Carlos Frey? Which school did you graduate?
No? Well, I think there are some Spanish that are coming from Universidad de Navarra. IESE belongs to Universidad de Navarra here in Spain. That's a really good university as well. So I think some people come from there, but it's totally different, you know, because IESE has not a degree, so you can't come from IESE directly. So I don't really.
Yeah. So basically, my piece of advice would be to say that you have been long enough at IE, and it will make sense to go somewhere else, especially that. You have to see that when you say I'm an IESE graduate, you're sure to get access to any job. Okay, it's true that probably in the finance field, I would say that LBS, HEC, MIT have an edge. Okay, so try to work on that, friends. Usually the students that they get from IE, they go to HEC. Last year, in the last 2 years, they've been to HEC, to Sciences Po, Paris, to LSE, to Polytechnique. So they have been to different programs. Of course, those who want to stay at IE, they don't meet Kevin and I because they don't need because they don't need the Gmat or they don't need applications. So we're not the right people. But it's really something that I would not advise. Yes, Inmarculada, you have something else to answer? You have another question?
No, yes, I would say also that during the second year at the IESE programs, you have to choose electives, and if you choose a determined amount of electives, you get like a mention of something, and we have one in finance. So you can get your MBA with a mention in finance, for example. So you are showing also that you are very focused on that. If you
exactly.
if you are targeting finance, for example.
I don't know what is your opinion, Kevin, on that. If you're I don't know, at the same time you work a lot with IE, but would you advise to someone, so me personally, would you advise someone who has already studied at IE for the bachelor to keep studying at IE for the masters?
Well, I suppose it depends on your personal circumstances. If you have to stay in the city for economic reasons or for, I guess, emotional reasons, well, then it makes sense to stay on. But I think if you're young and you're mobile, it's good to have another network.
Yeah, friends, it's important. Yes, Kevin is right. It's important to meet other people. Okay, because at IE it's roughly, even though it's international, it's roughly the same time of people, and you're going to meet meet others. You will have to other. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, I will talk to you soon. I think that you're in contact with Alexandra McDay already, aren't you? No, it's you in contact. No. So I will be happy to work with you. There is someone else. There is Teresa Segura. Teresa, you have a question for Inmarculada? You know, it's difficult for us to organize these sessions. Our students are very busy, and we should take them, by the way. So Teresa, you have a question? You have a question for us?
No, I don't have any question. Thank you, Inmarculada.
You're targeting an MBA as well, or what are you targeting, Teresa?
Yeah, I'm targeting an MBA, but not for now. I'm planning in 2-3 years. So
okay.
I wanted to get the Gmat first, and then I will start deciding about which one is better for me.
Yeah, of course, because of course, as Kevin said, with reason, the Gmat will affect. You know, if you want INSEAD, or if you want Harvard, or if you want IESE, it may be a bit different. There's also Adriana Lopez. Adriana, you have a question for us? Adriana Lopez? Adriana?
No. Thank you.
You're fine? Okay. There's Monzo. I don't know. Beatrice Monzo. I don't know what it is. Mr. and Mrs. Monzo, you have a question for us?
Yes,
hello?
I have a question for Inmarculada. I wanted to ask if she knows something about the Young Talent Path in IESE, and if she can explain what you have to do to go through that path. Thank you.
I discovered this year, like 2 days ago, because I had no idea, because some colleagues, some students did it. So I know that you go there and you stay like for a week or something like that, and you are learning how an MBA works, and also if when you end it, you get directly an offer to do your MBA during, like, you have like 3 years or something to choose when you do it. So you go back to work, and then you come and then do the MBA. But I can give you some names. I know one Spanish for sure, and you can reach him out in LinkedIn, for example. I'm sure he will explain you with more details. Or you can try to reach the admission team at IESE, and they also will reach. That's applicable for you, for everybody. I mean, the IESE community, what I have seen when I was applying and everything, we are really here to help in everything we can do. So feel free to reach me on LinkedIn, or if you see someone that has made an MBA that's working on something that you want, reach them. I mean, the bad thing is that maybe they cannot answer you like very quick or something, but we are really here to help you. We don't care about sharing our ideas, sharing everything. So
basically, yes, if I can explain to you, so now there's a trend that was launched by Harvard about 10 years ago, which is called MBA 2+2. And IESE is the only one that has adopted this format. So basically, yes, you get accepted in the MBA at a young age, okay? You have to work a minimum of 2 years before joining the program, okay? So in the US, Stanford, Wharton, Harvard, they all do that. So what we do at MBA Center, collaboration with Kevin, but we have very few students like this, unfortunately. I have some in the UK and in France, okay? So I take them when they are 20, 21 years old. They, of course, they need to score very high, so at least 720 on the Gmat. And then they apply for MIMs. So they apply, imagine, for LBS inside HEC, okay? And usually when they are very good, I also offer them to apply for Harvard 2+2, and okay, and some get in. And of course, if you get Harvard and they decide to work and they cancel the MIM plan. And if they don't get a top school, they do their MIM. For instance, Andre, the guy from IE, we tried Wharton and Columbia. He did not get in, but he got HEC, went there. Okay, there's a girl called Maud, like that I had 2-3 years ago. She got the LBS and Harvard MBA, so she decided to postpone and work for 2-3 years before completing her MBA at Harvard. So yeah, that's something that if we work together, that we do, but we try both. You see, we try both. Basically, Judith, you have a question for us, Judith?
I have one regarding.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I have one regarding the student path, but it's been already answered, so I'm full.
So you can try, but if you want to do the student path, maybe you can try also other programs, because the what we call the deferred MBA, it's called a deferred MBA, is something very common. But I would suggest that you apply to both deferred MBA and MIM, and you see how it goes. Okay, you see what to do, and you decide from there. Of course, I give you an example. If your dream is to get the INSEAD MBA and you have already been accepted there for the MIM, it doesn't make sense. By the way, for information, IESE has an MIM in Inmarculada. The MIM, the IESE MIM, is in Madrid. Okay, it's in the Madrid campus, and it is managed by Carmen. So if you want, we'll put you in contact. Kevin knows Carmen very well, so that's something that they have. So I would suggest that you can also try the MIM. It is cheaper, and it will accelerate your career earlier than that. I wrote several articles about this MIM against MBA. Stasa Pavlovic. So I guess that you're from Serbia originally. Stasa, congratulations for Djokovic yesterday, qualified for the final. Stasa, you have a question for us, Stasa? Where is Stasa? Stasa? Don't be shy. Stasa? Okay. Well, and there is Teresa. Teresa Gomez Segura. She already asked a question. So basically, Kevin, before we give the last word to Inmarculada, what pieces of advice would you give to your Gmat students and to our guests today?
Well, make sure that you leave plenty of time to get a good Gmat score. I have a lot of people that say, I've got to do the Gmat exam in 6 weeks. And they're working on top of that. And it's quite difficult. I mean, you do get some people who can get a good Gmat score after 6 weeks, but to maximize your Gmat score, you need several months, 3-4 months at least.
Mm-hmm.
So take time. Yeah, I do it at the last minute. Yeah, time is. Yeah.
I really applaud people who are starting now and looking to apply in second round, for example. They've got enough time to meaningfully improve their score.
Yeah.
Not to mention people who are going to apply in 1 or 2 years' time. That's amazing.
So basically, to give you an idea, Kevin in Spain or us in the rest of Europe, the students that we have now are applying either in January or March 2022, or even some will apply in September, October 2022. We have at MBA Center, and same thing. I'm sure that Kevin has the same at the Gmat practice that he has students who will not send their application before fall 2022. I'm sure that you have such students. I met some, by the way. Remember when you had your intensive class in July? Some who will start their MBA in 2 years, but we need to prepare the Gmat now. Okay. What else do I want to say? So yes, take time. Time is your enemy, or it can be your friend. Time is your friend or your enemy. As you know, Chronos, because as you know, Kevin loves Greece and the Greek civilization. Chronos is the master of everything. You know, Kevin.
Chronos, yes.
Chronos, the god of the time in the Greek mythology.
Right.
I will say, as the Greeks say, Chronos is the king of everything. Okay, and Chronos is the king of time. So, as you know, don't forget what the Greeks told us. Kevin, he's an expert in Greek civilization. Kevin, you know, he's
I would say I'm an expert in Greek food. That's about it.
No, we are Greek food, and I know that you speak, because sometimes when I stay with him, I see at the office, he has Greek books. You know, he brush up his Greek, because I know he's already very good in Greek. So now you're completely fluent, Kevin. No, you're completely fluent in Greek now. Yeah, good. Like you're in Spanish. Yeah, like Spanish.
All right.
What about you, Inmaculada? Famous last word from the best of all of us. What would you say? Piece of advice? What would you say to all these applicants who admire you and who would like to be at your place soon?
Well, as Kevin said, take your time for the GMAT. So if you are, for you it's clear that at some moment you want to pursue an MBA, do it now. Whenever start preparing and do it, because it requires time, and sometimes if you are working in a very demanding job prior to your MBA, also it's going to be difficult. So do it. And then my piece of advice really would be like talk to people, as I mean reach alumni, people that are now as me, like we are students of the class of 2023, because it's when we are graduating. Other students, if you see the path they are, it's what you like to do. So talk to them, reach them, feel free, and I'm sure they are going to answer you. Really happy to we are really happy to help other people, because we were there at some point of our life. And well, and I would also say that also enjoy while you are applying as well, trying to enjoy the process, because it's a moment of when you're preparing the interviews and this type the essays, it's a moment of self-reflection a bit. So try to enjoy the whole thing a bit.
Yeah, you're right. So basically, to sum up, I would say that when you want to go for an MIF or an MIM, take your time. So you have, if you're a manager, anyway, managers have to master and take their time. So wonderful, you understand that the GMAT is unfortunately everything. Okay, a good GMAT will let you in, a bad GMAT will not let you. Of course, once you have a good GMAT, you have to compete against the student who have a good GMAT, and then you have to write a good application, good essays, etc. I would say that this year, as you know, with Kevin, we had very good results. With students accepted to IESE, LBS, INSEAD, HEC, and so on and so forth. This year, thanks to Kevin and his outstanding work, I expect to have students accepted to Wharton, Columbia, and Chicago. We have some very, very, very strong students now who are targeting these schools. And same thing, students who studied a long time ago, okay? Yes, and finally, yes, Inmaculada said this reason, take advantage. You know, if you're based in Madrid, IESE, ESADE, and IE have a campus in Madrid, as you know, okay? So the main campus of ESADE and IESE is in Barcelona, but they have now, regarding IESE, a sizable campus, because the MIM and the Executive Education Department of IESE are now in Madrid, and they have a beautiful campus. I suggest that you go visit it, just for the beauty of the campus, one of the most beautiful I've ever seen among business schools in Europe. Get to know people as well, develop your network. You know, they have, you can use LinkedIn, of course, for that, but at the same time, you have to see that people who are graduates of INSEAD or HEC or IESE, they receive a lot of requests, so they may not reply to you, but go to events and you meet there, you meet alumni who will be happy to share time with you, okay? I will be in Madrid, basically, as you may know, so we run a lot of in-house classes at top German universities. I will be teaching there the last week of September, and then I will be at Bocconi on Friday the 1st. But Sunday the 3rd of October, I will be in Madrid to meet Kevin and to do things. So I'll be happy to meet you there. If you want to discuss and to go further, assess your profile, give you a list of schools, give you a piece of advice so that you can move from there. Okay. So thank you very much, Inmaculada. We send you to all of you the interview that we did of Inmaculada. I think that I changed the policy of the MBA Center YouTube channel, so now we just put one interview per day, or for one video per day, and I think that we have 100 that are waiting. So because we need to promote the interviews, what it is like, and we have 100 waiting, so maybe we put 2 per day. But I will make sure that Inmaculada's interview can be shared pretty soon. Okay. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Kevin, for your hospitality. And I'm looking forward to meeting you soon. I miss Eric Kaiser and I miss La Favorite. Huh? Okay.
Right. Very good.
And your gym room. Huh? You know, last time, thanks to Kevin, I got a free gym for 3 days. Remember, Kevin? Huh?
That's right.
He's very generous. By the way, Kevin is the best teacher that you can have in Europe. Huh? So you're very lucky. We would like to have someone like him in France or in Belgium or in Germany. He refused to come. Okay, I hope that I will convince him one day to come one weekend to teach our students in Paris. You will do that for me, Kevin, if one day I ask you to come for one weekend in Paris, because Kevin loves traveling. That's his weak point, and good food. So I think with Paris we have an asset. Kevin, good food and traveling. I think that in Paris we have an asset. I will be happy to invite you in our center in Paris. Thank you very much, Inmarculada. Thank you for what you have done, because honestly, you have always been there for interviews, for whatever. Okay. By the way, you can contact me because I also have students get into BCG, Ben McKinsey. I had a success story recently with Alejandro from IESE, by the way. So I will help you because you have a piece. I will help you prepare the business case, etc. We do it for free because you have been an outstanding student, always present, and you deserve the best and our support. Have a good day. Thank you.